Can you explain how to use the accidental se? I get confused when trying to say something happened by accident. Like I forgot or I dropped it. Do you mean like accidental se as though it's like you accidentally use se, or do you mean like is there a specific verb conjugation where se is required? When trying to say something that happened by accident. In Spanish, there are different ways to formulate different things. You could say por accidente, which means like by accident. Or, if you watch my video on por versus para, por means because of directly. And so by accident, what are you actually saying? You're saying it happened because of an accident, right? And so another reason por should be translated as because of. But there are many ways to say it in Spanish. But I do understand what you mean by because se happens all the time in Spanish. So I understand what you mean by like you forgot, or you mean like I forgot or I dropped it. Okay, I understand what you mean. Like how we would say like se me olvidé or se me olvidó. Yeah, these things can be confusing in Spanish. So Spanish sometimes has this logic of like, so we know that Spanish, like verbs, we have a verb. Actually, I'll open the presentation for this. Let me open detail as well so I can show this. So it's a really good question. This is something I also struggled with when I was starting. Here. So there we go. Okay. So, all right. So I forgot in Spanish is se me olvidó. And this seems kind of like weird because in English we think, okay, verb and then whoever does the verb. But to forget in Spanish works in this weird sort of way. And there's some other verbs that work, or other like things that work like this. For example, to be good at something, if we want to say I'm good at it, you would say se me da bien, for example, right? And so this like se me business happens a lot. And so translating it word for word, if you'd usually translate the verb to forget as olvidar. And so that's also a bad way to think about it, because we know that it doesn't behave that way in conjugation. And so really what we're saying is, when we say do, we're saying it, olvidar, so in the past tense, itself, se, to me. So it forgot itself to me. And you can almost imagine it as like another way to think about it is like it left itself to me or for me. It like, the thought of it went away, sort of. It's a weird thing that happened where it's like this double reflexive almost, where we know that olvidar, when we say se me olvidó, it's referring to olvidó, which is it, he said, the point in the past. And then in this case, se means itself. And so it's working in this way where it's saying it did the verb itself to me. And when that happens, it means that you forgot it, or you did that verb it. In the same way, we have like se me da bien, right? To say I am good at it, you would say se me da bien. And so here it's working the same way, where da is conjugated as he, she, it, or you formal, and se is referring to itself. And so you can see this pattern of like it does the verb, whatever verb it is. In this case, it's to give. It gives itself to me well. And that translates in logic to I am good at it. And so with that, same thing with, if you want to say he forgot it, you would say se le olvidó. Se and olvidó remain, because you can see that the logic implies that the person that receives it is the one that does the verb. That's what the logic says. And so this time it's le that receives it, because le translates to him. So I hope this makes sense. That's how that sort of works. It's the same thing as like, he is good at it, for example. Or, you mentioned I dropped it, right? Se me cayó, right? Caer is to fall or to fall. So it's saying it fell itself to me. That's what it means. Me means me, to me, or myself, right? You can see this follows same pattern. Se le cayó, okay? And so there are many verbs in Spanish that work like this. And so this is why it's important to like break down logic in Spanish.